Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I will do 3 DIY projects using basic paper, which basically for me means craft paper. We're gonna use some different kind of shades of craft paper, but you can use one if that's all what you have. Of course, book paper. We're gonna use 2 white paper, of course, and if you have it, copy paper will do. I really like using those, especially with stamps. And then, of course, pens. I think that the white one is kind of considered a basic one. And then, of course, paper punchers. I have this one. This one is the regular size. And I have another one that is a smaller size, but no need. And I'm gonna use this other paper puncher, but really no need for those. If you only have one size of paper puncher, that's enough. This one is kind of making in the size, but you can use the paper punchers and it's gonna be just as fine. I think it's very important to have these. Of course, scissors, glue. Okay, let's put this away and get this started. Okay, let's start with this one that is kind of a strip of craft paper. I'll just fold it over in 4. You can fold in any size that you want. It just really doesn't matter. The only thing that you have to be careful about is that they have the same width and that the corners match. And then the other thing is you just can kind of go over. We see all over the social media people using die cuts, this beautiful kind of bee hives kind of paper, but really there is no need. And I'm gonna put this in fast camera, but this is small one I'm using just for the corners, but you can do all circles just with yours. Okay, look, I went all over the corner in really fast camera there, and then I'm gonna use this other one just to keep going. And even if you make mistakes like that one that I made, it really doesn't matter. And then I'm just gonna cut the hairs so I can show you some differences between the small holes, the big holes. Really, there is not much difference because at the end you can use them all. I really think that using hole punchers makes a difference. Well, this one is not working well because this paper is so thin that really I can't cut much on this paper. Just gonna pull that with my hand, and then I think that the best way to go is just by folding it over and keep making holes with this puncher and have fun. Just make holes wherever you feel like, and it kind of looks like a cheese cut with lots of holes, but it's very interesting. I used to use a lot of these before I had a die cut machine, and it's very fun because you can make it in different shapes. And if you have a paper puncher like this one, I have, for example, this flower, and I'm just gonna cut randomly any, shape that I want. If you don't have a shape, you can make all holes, and it looks kind of better, in my opinion. The flowers, I'm not a fan, but look, you can have interesting shapes, no matter what you choose. And then this one, I'm gonna fold it over, and I'm just gonna go very quickly as well with this small paper puncher. And again, it's not really important. You can use these basic tools, but I think it's very interesting on how you decide to do it and how you use it, most importantly. I'm making rectangles here, but you can cut shape of a circle or whatever you want. And this is how it looks like. In my opinion, they look very interesting. So the second project is gonna be making kind of a corner of an spiral notebook cat, and so I'm gonna just use paper puncher. I don't know if you understood what I meant, but people actually buy die cuts to achieve this look, kind of a paper that you pull from a spiral notebook. And so that's what I do, and I found it interesting. I don't have that die cut because I make my own, and I think that it's very interesting that I can do it. And I'm using my hands because that's the best way to achieve like kind of these stress edges and ragged edges, and they look amazing. I mean, look at the page. I'm gonna use my paper puncher for this other one. It's exactly the same thing, but I have this other paper puncher, and I'm just gonna show you. It's not quite as good as the hole puncher. The only thing is that the cut looks a little bit more, let's say, uniform, more clean cut. But even with that, you still have to cut in the sides, so it's just a big deal. So it's still good, but I think in the hole punchers could be even better. And then I have to put them together and then punch again. And there you go. And you know, you just have to cut on the sides, and it's fine. I really like this look too. Then the other thing is when you cut them, and here's what I wanted to show you. The problem is that you can see the holes are quite not exactly in the edge as you can do with paper holes. And so it's very interesting though. The look is very, very kind. And what you can do is just cut in the side and it looks better. And that's what I'm gonna do in my two pieces here because I think they look very, very nice. Alright, that's the second one. And then this is the third technique, and this is my favorite, and it's making tickets with a paper cutter. Okay, so this is, I forgot to say, this is another basic tool that I think that probably most people have, not everyone of course, but most people have. So you cut just a strip of craft paper, you just fold it over however you want. I'm just gonna fold it like this. And then getting my paper puncher right in the corner by the middle, I'm just gonna cut the half of a circle, right? So I'm just gonna make sure that it's safe, and I'm just gonna punch that right in the middle. And more or less in the same side by the other side, the same, you know, width in the same sides. You just punch another one and it looks like that. And it looks amazing. And just to stress the fact that they are tickets, you can just put these, draw these lines with a pen, which I do very often. And then it's very interesting because you can also use your paper cutter to do kind of perforated effect. Let me show you here. I'm gonna try to put these between the camera. And so to achieve that goal, what you have to do is just push. Don't try to cut and pull the cut, but you just push down and then push down the knife again. So you just move a little bit and push, move a little bit and push, and then you get, as you can see, a perforated kind of a style. And then you can just cut it. Let me show you here. You pull and it's already pre-cut. See what I mean? It's not a perfect solution, but you can get that effect. And if you don't need to get that sophisticated and you're happy with how your ticket looks like, you can do that, and then you can draw something. I really like with these DIY projects to do some silly drawings, or not drawings, doodles, I guess. And so these are my flowers. And then I'm gonna use my 50 cents white pen. So you can find these pens in the dollar stores. I think it's $1.20 or $1.50 for 3 of them. So basically each one is 50 cents. And so that's the final look that they get, and it's really pretty. I really enjoy them. And so if we put them together, we can create a cluster. Like for instance, if we put these two together, and then we put the our flower that we just draw, and we put a white piece of paper, but I have here something that is already pre-printed and pre-cut, so I'm not gonna use that one. I was testing these stickers in regular paper, so these are not the stickers, I guess, but I made the stickers out of them. So I'm just gonna use these ones, and you can stamp a small piece of paper, white paper, and that's gonna create a good contrast. And that's what I meant by basic color papers. So craft paper is always gonna be basic. Paper from a book, it's also basic. And then you have the craft paper and the white paper. So those four, basically most people are gonna have easy access to. If you're a newbie, it's very likely that you already have them, or you're planning to get them. And so, and they are the less expensive of them all. And I can explain you how satisfying is having these things over then I like making these things more than I like getting new stickers. For example, I really enjoy them. So I'm gonna make this other one, and I'm using this flower kind of paper puncher. And you can see like the holes that we created and the punches that we put kind of gets some dimension and some texture into what we're pasting. It's really fun. And the colors are very neutral, so you can use that with basically everything, unless your surface is of a color that is too similar to this, but most likely it's not gonna be. So more or less that's how I want it to look like. And the flowers or the doodles that you might make, mine are really terrible, but if you make something more beautiful than this, it's definitely gonna pop up with something like this. So there we go, we have clusters, and they are amazing. I really like them. I'm gonna use them definitely in projects, and I'm gonna put this away, but I'm putting them away with the rest of my ephemera that I'm gonna use later. And then let me show you how it will look like in a journal. And so let's imagine that I want to put that in this page, and then I put this here and I put this here, and as you can see, they look great. This one I don't like because they are kind of paper of the same size, and I like to have something that is different and equal size. And so that looks better to me, more balanced. And now I'm very happy with how it looks like. It's very fun and very kind of newy, friendly kind of DIY ephemera, especially if all what you want is just having get used to do this fun stuff. So anyway, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much. Bye.